virus. So just search those online or send me a message, and I will be happy to give you the name of the company that I know has masks that are more suitable if you're worried about contracting the virus. So glad you all are here. Hello, hello, everyone. So let's start out with Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas can be done several different ways. And the sign for Christmas has to do with like the wreath sign, and wreath is done like this. So we want to form a C, and you can see that this looks like a C. So happy and merry, and some people do that different ways. And let me put my camera down a little bit further so you can see better. Some people do it like this, or maybe even down a little further, or up like this with one hand. So merry, and then we're taking a C, and I usually support my elbow and go Christmas, but other people have done Christmas or like the wreath Christmas. So it can be done several different ways. In sign language, sometimes like we have different accents in our voice when we speak, and people from Kentucky may speak a little different with a different accent. That's the way it is in sign language. Some people in Kentucky may assign a little different than we do here, and I'm in Indiana or in California. But it's just like, well, over in London, they have a different accent in their voice, but we can basically understand what they're saying. So the same thing with sign language. Also, sign language this is American Sign Language. There's Spanish Sign Language. There's German Sign Language. Some people think, oh, sign language is universal. Well, it's a language. Each country has its own language. So if I went to Mexico, I would not understand Spanish Sign Language. So let's get back to Merry Christmas, and this is how I sign it, Merry. And of course, your face. Sign language is a total visual language, so your face should match what this emotion that you're trying to put forth. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And also another way that they've started signing Merry Christmas is just MC. MC with a big smile, but we'll do it this way, Merry Christmas. Also, Christmas tree. So, Christmas tree. You see, this is the branches, sort of, or the base of the tree, and it moving in the breeze. Christmas tree. And we already done wreath. What about Santa's cap? I have a Santa cap on tonight. So, Santa's cap. So, it's just like you're getting ready to hold on to the ball of your Santa hat. Santa's hat or cap. And also, this is just a sign for hat. Or sometimes people sign it like a baseball hat that you're putting on. Hat. Santa's favorite food is what? Milk and cookies. So milk is just like you're milking a cow out in the farm, and cookie, like you're having a cookie cutter. So let me do this sign again for milk and cookie. I don't know if I got out of camera range there, maybe briefly. Mrs. Claus, Santa's wife. So again, Santa can be signed different ways. Some people do Santa like this for his big bushy beard coming out, or just his beard coming down here. So Santa's wife. It's like you're bonded in marriage, holding hands really tight for Mrs. Claus. So Santa's wife or Santa's wife. And we translate that to mean Mrs. Claus. So let's do a couple of sentences. So I'm Santa's helper. You point to yourself. I'm Santa's help. So how do you remember the sign for help? You put it in your fist in this hand, and this hand is helping lift this one up. So I'm Santa's helper. And helper would put the person identifier on it, the person sign, and you do that with other signs in sign language like teacher, teacher, helper, helper. So let's sign again. I'm Santa's helper. I'm Santa's helper. And wouldn't it be wonderful at Christmas time if you could sign to a child who uses sign language, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. See is like this, and some people do see you and turn it around like this, but the way we're going to do it is see you. So let's do that again. I'm happy. Remember, merry and happy are the same sign. So I'm happy to see you. Can you imagine the look on a child's face if you could do that at Christmas time? How happy they would be that you could tell them that you're happy to see them. Also, Santa's bag, the sign for Santa's bag, it's sort of a fun sign. You just act like you're putting Santa's bag over your shoulder and sort of carrying it. So let's do a couple of songs. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I know that we've done this before. So we from one shoulder to another, or some people sign we with a W and go like this from one shoulder to another, but we'll do this. And like I said, in different parts of the country, people sign differently. So that's the reason I'm telling you what I know about how the different inflections in different parts of the country are signed. So let's do this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And it's like you're pulling it through the air. And a happy new, it's like a shiny surface that you're sliding on. New year. Now, year can also be done like this, like the earth going around on its axis. But they abbreviated the sign just in the last year or so, and you just sort of twist it for year. So let's do that song again. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Were you able to do that with me? Wasn't that fun? I'm sure that a child would really love to do that. And I wanted to say, if you say, oh, I never come across maybe a deaf child at Christmas time, or I don't know anyone that uses sign language. My husband and I are Santa and Mrs. Claus. And when we go to, we used to go to people's homes, probably not so much this year because of the virus, I would say, do you want to learn a song? Maybe something your friends don't know? Let's learn it in sign language. And the children just loved it. And they can tell them to share it with their friends or do it maybe for their parents later, or maybe even do it in their church. So, and you don't know, maybe you're sparking an interest for someone to learn sign language and want to know more about it. So it's just not for the deaf or maybe an autistic child that's nonverbal. I think sign language is for everyone. And research has shown that children that learn sign language when they're young, it helps them to develop all language skills, just all kinds of skills that they can use later in life, even though they're a hearing child. So, and babies, I know we've all heard of baby sign language, so I think it's really important for a child to learn sign language. Well, let's learn the song Silver Bells. Now, this is just going to be a chorus of Silver Bells. It's not going to be the whole song, but I thought it would be fun to do that. So, Silver Bells. Okay, so silver. So this sign is based on wearing a silver earring. So you point to, if you have a silver earring here, and then bring your hand out, make an S, and shake it. silver, silver. So remember wearing a silver earring, you're making an S, and it's really important to learn your alphabet because like this is an S, and if you would like a copy of the sign language alphabet, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. Just message me with your email address and I'd be happy to send that to you so that you can learn finger spelling. Okay, so silver bells. Now some people do bell like this, but silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time. So I put it's now Christmas time. It's just like a watch in the city. So the sign for city is like different rooftops. So you go like this for the different rooftops in the city. Okay, so let's start again. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, here. Now see how I do here? My hand is like almost in a 3 shape. Hear them ring. Soon. So soon is like this. You rub your fingers. Now some people do soon like this. But because this is a song, I like the way this sign presents itself. And this is the sign for soon. Soon it will be. So I put soon it will become. So become, I put my hands and it's like mirroring them. Like you're in a mirror and you turn them like that. Soon it will be Christmas. And then D for day. Like the sun going down for the day. So let's start that again. I know those are probably a lot of signs to try to learn all at once, but maybe this would just give you an idea of silver bells. So don't worry, don't get stressed if you can't remember the signs. This is a language and you can't learn it overnight, so it does take study. I always tell my students that I teach that be patient with yourself. It is a language, and if you love it, I know that you'll learn it. So, and you have to do your homework. That's important, especially your finger spelling and studying the signs. So let's do again, silver bells. Okay, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas. Yay. Oh, I hope that you were able to follow me with that and that you enjoyed doing that. Also, I wanted to do some counting tonight. John, this is for you. The last time we had a session together, you asked about counting and counting above 10. So if you ask a child, maybe if they're sitting on Santa's lap, like, how old are you? So old is like a beard, like Rip Van Winkle, and you sort of go down like that. Old you? Again, your face ought to have expression in it for a question. Old you? And maybe they tell you they're 3. So notice in sign language, we don't do 3 this way. We do 3 this way. We can't do 3 this way in sign language because that's a W. So let's start counting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and some people when they get up in the teens, they sort of give a quick turn of the wrists, but I was taught we just keep our hands steady like this, so there are variations that you might see in counting. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, I've been asked before about how you sign the year 2020. So 2020, 2020. Now, some people for like 2000, they like slide it across for the different zeros, but I would say just go 2020. Also, I've been asked the question about money, about dollars. So this is $1. One, or some people turn their wrists real fast and don't do this slide on the hand like this. $1, $2. But you can use this, $1. And this is the sign that I use for money, $1. For cents, you point to your head. And how you can remember this is hopefully you have some cents up here, but we're really talking about coins. This is the sign for coins. So you go like 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cents. So John, I hope that helped answer your questions about counting and about the year and about money. Okay, let's get back to some of our Christmas signs. So if you wanted to ask someone, do you want a picture with Santa? So you want, so it's something you want and you pull it toward yourself. You want a picture, and this is like a photographer that takes a picture and you're snapping the shutter, a picture with, your hands are together, so they're with each other, they're together, Santa. And you put your eyebrows up. Remember, we're asking a question. So you want a picture with Santa and have those eyebrows up in a question mark. Okay. I also wanted to tell you about a book that I just love, and I know some of you probably have this book. It's Selfie Elfie by Ed Taylor. And in fact, I've been using this in my classes that I teach for sign language because it's such a wonderful book to use signs with. So I thought we'd just go over a couple of pages. I know some of you are probably going to be using it during Christmas time to tell stories to your children, or to some of you that are Santas. You might be sharing this story with someone. So the Selfie Elfie. So yes, there is a sign for selfie, and it might be what you think. So I'm pointing at, and I'm sort of clicking the side of my phone. So this is selfie, and the sign for elf. Remember, you can see here that Selfie Elfie sort of has pointed ears, or you can remember Mr. Spock on Star Trek. So you take and your ears, and you can do both hands, or like you're sort of feeling along those pointed ears for a Selfie Elfie. So I just love this book because you can use a lot of sign language in this book, even with hearing children, to help tell the story. So let's just start on the first couple of pages of this book. And I wanted to show you how sign language can help enhance your storytelling. So it's up. So I point up at the north. So this is in sign language, North Pole, and I'm finger spelling pole. There was a little elf, and he was named, and I finger spell his name first, Beacon. And then he has a name sign, and it's because of his pointed ears, and his name starts with B, Beacon. We put it here by our ear for his pointed ears, and his name starts with B, Beacon. And he was sort of like, and this means same, the other elves. He worked in the toy shop because Beacon loved to take selfies. And then you can emphasize he's loving to take a lot of selfies. He was different from the other elves. So I'm doing some in my hand, and I'm just like, I have a small area here. I'm not taking in my whole hand, just some of it. Some of the other elves They didn't understand. This means I don't understand. It's like a light bulb going off. I do understand. I don't understand. Why beacon? He took so many selfies, so many pictures, and they teased him and they called him or named him Selfie Elfie. Elfie. So, and when you get to the part in the story where he takes pictures of like all the reindeer, so you can just really emphasize pictures, 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 pictures. So I just think this is such a perfect book to show you how you can enhance your storytelling at Christmas time to children. And you can ask them, can you take a selfie? And then you teach them the sign for selfie and have them when it comes to the part in the story where the words are selfie Alfie, you tell them now every time I say selfie, you show me your selfie and do like this. And I think that just keeps them involved with the story and have them participate and feel a part of the story. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know we're going over a lot of signs tonight. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I wanted to do one last thing. I call it the signs of the nativity. And these are the signs that if you saw a nativity, like at a church, that would be the signs for the nativity. So Mary, the sign for Mary. So Mary has a name sign. And when you are involved in the deaf community, a deaf person gives you your name sign. So that is how you have a name sign. Mary has her name sign. Now, this is the sign for Virgin Mary. This isn't for Mary Smith or Mary, your best friend. This is Jesus's earthly mother, Virgin Mary, and the sign is an M. And remember the scarf that she wears or veil that she wears. So we take the M and we trace it for Mary. Mary. The sign for Jesus is the nail prints in his hands, and it's your middle fingers, and you touch both hands. Jesus. Shepherd. Now, this is a really neat sign because we're doing a sign, actually, it's sheep person. So you have your scissors like you're going to trim the wool off of the sheep, and you go up your arm like this, and then make the person sign that we just spoke about a little while ago. So, shepherd. Wise man is smart man. So you have the middle finger extended, and you turn it out. Wise man. And then angel. So you touch your shoulders, and then you turn out your hands for angel. And then star, like the shooting star. And then some of the animals that were in the stall or where Jesus was born, maybe was a donkey. So donkey. And you want to be sure and have all your fingers, because one sign can mean horse. This sign means donkey. We already did the sheep sign for cow. So you can have your children, after you teach them these signs, like do the sign for this. And maybe you have a nativity at home and say, can you point to who is this in the manger scene, and have them point to it. And you can learn, use it as an educational tool for the nativity. So I think that we will stop for this evening. I hope that I haven't overwhelmed you with too many signs. Merry Christmas is a favorite one, and I'm happy to see you. I think children would be thrilled if you'd be able to sign that to them. So I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas, and look for more sign language classes here in our group. I hope to be doing them more often and being able to share with you. I really appreciate that you're interested in sign language because it shows what kind of person you are, that you're caring, and you want everyone to be involved in the magic of Christmas. Until next time, remember, happiness is signing.